Emotional. The emotions ran high tonight at a Sanders town hall in Nevada. Let's take a look and then we'll talk about it.
Now they're saying that, I didn't re-sign or do something or something.
How are you going to pay off?
I can't. I'm going to kill myself.
John, stop it. You're not going to kill yourself. Art,
I can't deal with this. I have Huntington's disease. You know how hard that is? You probably don't, do you? I can't drive. I can barely take care of myself.
All right, let's start later at the end of the meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Annie, please tell us more about that moment and what happened after.
Yeah, Don, so that was in Carson City, Nevada, Senator Sanders' first public event since the Democratic debate last night in Houston. And as you heard at the end of that exchange, Senator Sanders promised the veteran that he would follow up with him once the town hall was over. And as promised, as soon as the event wrapped and Senator Sanders took photos with whoever in the audience wanted, Senator Sanders, followed by his wife Jane, walked over to the veteran to continue their conversation. And this really just shows what's at stake with this healthcare debate and what Senator Sanders, who continues to hold smaller events, more intimate town halls, allowing people to share intimate stories that they may not otherwise get the opportunity to share.
Bernie Sanders had a touching moment with a veteran. I'm going to go straight to H2. Let's go. Let's watch.
Because of your support, Senators Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen got involved and straightened out my bills with TRICARE. And I was retroactively reinstated, and I only had to pay the $29.50 a month from when they canceled my insurance without my knowledge. So thank you for rescuing me. And I have this to give you. This. This is my leather flight jacket that I earned in Naval Air Crew Candidate School. And I served at NAS Lemoore Search and Rescue and saved dozens of lives while stationed there. And as a corpsman, in 20 years of service, I saved many more in my routine jobs and things like this. I want you to have that. That's my original issue flight jacket and a flight patch.
You must not step over people on the street and say, well, that's America, that's normal. It is not normal. From a human perspective, we cannot ask anything more of a human being than putting their lives on the line to defend us. That is the most that we can ask of any human being. And that is what we ask of the men and women in uniform. We have a moral responsibility. If a country is worth anything, it is how we treat those people who put their lives on the line to defend us. And frankly, we have not been doing anywhere near as much as we should. Should not be normal that fellow Americans are freezing to death or dying in the heat or sleeping out on the streets. So we've got to get that in our mind. That is not what this country is supposed to be about, and we must never accept it as normal.
I'm a little frustrated because I heard a lot about love. And one thing that I know is it's not because of the lack of love that we're not able to feed our children. It's not because of the lack of love that we are able to house people. It's not the lack of love that we are unable to save people from dying because they don't have health care. It's not because of lack of love that you were able to finish college because you got help with childcare.
If you get a good education and you work hard, you can do a lot. But love also helps. So I think the churches, being the son of a pastor, the love that you can nourish these folks is amazing.
Love has nothing to do with this. And if you want to bring love into this, you got to bring radical love. Because radical love means that we radically love every single person within our communities to make sure that we are providing for them the basic rights as humans. That's what love is. And that's the godly thing to do. So if we want to talk about faith, we also have to remember that we can't pray our problems away.
I don't find anywhere in the scripture where Jesus said that it was Caesar's job to feed the poor and to clothe the widows and to take care of the orphans. He said it was the church's. It's the church's responsibility.
You can't pray for your children to be fed, so you're not crying because they're crying and they can't go to bed. You cannot pray for your medical bills to disappear. You cannot pray for the mold to stop poisoning your children in the classrooms. The other thing that frustrates me is people who have experienced poverty, who have gotten the straps for their bootstraps, who sit and talk about how we shouldn't do anything for the next person.
Like some of these folks have said in here, I'm a product of being in poverty and found the only way out was to work my tail off. It's the American dream to come to a place where you have the opportunity to be as poor as you want to be or as wealthy as you want to be.
See, as someone who knows severe poverty, I lived in a refugee camp on the floor, no water, nothing. And I hear somebody say here in the United States, they're fine with their grandparents not having running water.
My grandparents never had running water. They died not having running water.
And that's supposed to be okay? The conversations we get to have is how we are responsible for fully funding our schools so all of our children have the opportunities we have as we sit in this room. We get to talk about the kind of opportunities we have as government to make sure healthcare is provided to everybody so that we don't have people dying in the United States because they can't afford insulin. The conversation we get to have is making sure that there are no children going to sleep hungry or being shamed in classrooms and in lunchrooms because their families don't have enough money to pay for their lunch. The conversation we get to have about the kind of poverty we have in this country is the kind of poverty that says it is okay for us to take photo pictures with veterans and be okay with the fact that they're sleeping on the streets here in the United States. So as an immigrant, as someone who came to this country, hearing about American exceptionalism and prosperity, I am appalled that we get to sit here and have conversations as Americans about being the most charitable country in the world and not being charitable enough to house our homeless, feed our children, care for our veterans. What is charitable about that?
In 2019, in an era where we think that when we have insulin for sale and we try to skim off the profits of life-saving medications, it is radical to believe that caring for our veterans should not be for sale in America. And here's the thing, they are trying to fix it. But who are they trying to fix it for, is the question we gotta ask. And this is who they're trying to fix it for. They're trying to fix the VA for pharmaceutical companies. They're trying to fix the VA for insurance corporations. And ultimately, they're trying to fix the VA for a for-profit healthcare industry that does not put people or veterans first. And so we have a responsibility to protect it. Because if it is any community that deserves Cadillac, first-class healthcare in the United States of America, it is our military service members and veterans. Period.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, weightless and maybe comfort here. So tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. You keep on building lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort.